How many people here have actually quit something in their life? Like actually quit, and could be a job or anything like that. And I know it looks like I've quit cleaning this space, but trust me, I'm just resting.
It's Lee. It's Lee. Lee Lance.
Greetings, all of you lovely people out there. Of course, welcome to Lee Learns. I am Lee, your humble, very um, agreeable host. We'll go with that. Okay, so today's topic is something interesting. It's sort of maybe something that's been popping up a little bit, and it's about quitting. And of course, as I mentioned in the intro, this space still needs to be cleaned out, but there's a lot going on at the moment. So rest assured, I have not quit, and I'm going to use these videos as truth serum, if you will. So over the time, people are going to see, oh, he's cleaned it up. Okay, he cleaned up his act. Okay. All right. So, yes, clearly it is a mess, but it's just been a lot of moving around and a lot of things going on. Um, so, yeah, as I said, it's kind of interesting about this whole quitting thing. And I did a little bit of research on it. I'm not going to bring up the screen on it, but kind of did a little bit of research on it. And it's kind of interesting. And most, when I type it in, all right, why do people quit? It's mostly about why do they quit their jobs? You know, like is it, you know, it's money or bad management or whatever else. And I'm like, yeah, all right, fair enough, cool. You want to put it down to that and focus only on jobs, but why do people quit things in their life? I'm not talking about work. I know that work. What do people mostly quit? Better opportunities arise. Maybe there's not mental health isn't great. Bad boss. Somebody said the other day people don't leave. How that word it? I've heard it so many times too. It's bad management is the reason why people leave. Is basically what they said. Um, Something trying to strive for work life balance and all that sort of stuff. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Um, but so like when we're talking about outside of that, outside of outside of hobbies and things like that, uh, but outside of work, like we're focusing on hobbies. Why do people quit them? You know, like let's just say uh, you want to be a football player. What would make you go down the track of actually saying, "Hey, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore"? I think is it like, see, this is where I'm sort of going with this, and I'm trying to figure this out as I go. But is it something to do with maybe you didn't have that passion to begin with, or maybe the passion is not specifically in that area? And I'd like to know everybody's thoughts on this, so please share them. I would appreciate that. But so I'll give you a little bit of an example. All right, Sylvester Stallone is obviously well known. Everybody knows him. I'm sure I'll get somebody saying at some point, "Who's that?" But we all pretty much know him. All right, he's great. I think he's a great actor. I think he's a great writer. I think he's a great all rounder. A lot of people don't know he's actually a writer. And so I was watching a video, and I'm not going to play it. I don't want to oversaturate this thing with videos. Um, but there was a story he was telling not too long ago, and it's actually really interesting. So what it was he was saying when he got his start, he went to New York. So when he was younger, and he tried out for these acting jobs, all right? So he'd go around, he'd do auditions, and they'd always like tell him, yeah, you know, no, sorry, you're not right, or he'd never get a call back or whatever else. And he sort of looked at it and went, you know, this is embarrassing, or, you know, like this is not good for me. Um, Maybe if I just quit this thing And so he quit the whole acting idea, that, I don't know, profession or whatever. And that, instead, what he actually decided to do was, all right, I might start like looking at like writing this stuff. So he'd go to the movies and he'd start writing down. He'd record the dialogue from the movies. Must have had some sort of thing, and so he'd go in there, sitting there, watch a movie, record the dialogue, come back and use that dialogue as a guide whilst he was attempting to write movies. And he'd write something and throw it. Not fit enough. I think he said it's not even fit enough to line your birdcage with, some of the stuff he wrote. So he tried again, and go to the movies again, record some more dialogue, come back, you have another idea, start writing. And he said, as I kept going, like I just would write, I kept going through it. And all of a sudden, it's like, started getting better with it. And soon enough, he wrote Rocky. As we know, dun, 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 Eye of the Tiger, all that too. And he shopped it around. He sold us a script, another script. There was a story to that. Anyway, he went around and he sold the script, and people were looking at casting somebody else. And he said, well, I want to be in the movie. And I'm not going to give up without being in the movie. And they relented and they put him in the movie. Now have a look at him. He's in movies all the time. He's not slowing down, is he? I mean, and he pretty much said, sometimes quitting can lead you to something else. If you're doing something that's not in your best interests, sometimes it is good to quit. And that's actually the thing. I think sometimes, like I've got to say, I used to be a big quitter. When I was going through school, I quit. If I didn't like something, I quit. I tried to do music in year 11, year 12, and the teacher wasn't that great. I didn't find her to be that great, but and you had to do performances, and I kind of thought, oh yeah, I could probably stick that out. I had a guitar teacher at the time. He was looking back on it. I probably wasn't the best student, but he wasn't really he had his moments of being not that great, not that nice, really. But anyway, he sort of said, well, I'll help you do it, and then the guitar stuff fell by the wayside, and, all that sort of stuff. And so I quit the music class. I just quit. Why not? Get out of it. Sometimes we quit things, maybe not with an intention of following another path or finding a different path. Maybe I think it's sometimes you quit if you're going to quit, you want to do something that's as meaningful, maybe that's the thing. But I don't know. I don't know. I think sometimes people quit things also because they're not seeing an immediate result. It's not bearing the fruit straight away, so you don't want to put the effort into it. Or other responsibilities and other things in life, so I can't really be bothered anymore. Because as we get older, like our responsibilities increase, and this is something that I think every person who's currently 13, 14, 15, 16, around about there, needs to realize. As soon as you get older, things are going to change for you. That's how it goes. You can't tell people that, but it does. The things that you can dedicate a lot of time to change. We change as a result of things, as a result of just the general ins and outs of life. So yeah, it just, I actually had a story. I was actually going to quit. Been doing a marketing course, and I was actually going to quit not too long ago because something happened, and I won't really bore anybody with the details, but I actually turned around and said, yeah, this keeps going, I'm going to quit. And I'm not, like these days, I'm not a quitter. Like I said, I was a quitter, but I don't like to quit things unless I can sort of, unless I know I can sort of put what I'm quitting, I can do something else, or I can, but generally if I've put my name down for something, I like to see it through. And yeah, yeah, it didn't, like I decided against quitting, but yeah, I think that for me was kind of interesting because I've never ever really thrown that out there before, and I've always just stuck it out, whatever it is. But at the time, I was actually, and still am, kind of annoyed with the people there involved in that. But yeah, definitely, I don't think I'll be going through that story anytime soon. But yeah, so kind of want to know if anybody else has gone through this. Has anybody else quit anything? Yeah, I guess we've all probably quit a relationship or two. That's probably something. But I'm kind of interested in all that, like in your life. What's happened in your life that you've probably quit something and went, I'm going to put the time into that. So for me, I kind of struggle with a lot of stuff. My stuff is like I've got to be all in, or it's very hard for me. Sometimes I find it hard to manage different things, and so sometimes I'll sort of put things on the back burner, and I'll go, okay. And then sometimes that could probably not be such a good idea because then I've got to go back and relearn something. So not really the same as quitting, but yeah. But like I say, if you're really dedicated to something, but like you really love it, and it gets tough, whether it's like, you got to ask yourself, do I really love what I'm doing here? And if the answer is yes, you have to go through that storm. That's just the thing. Actually, I'll tell you another story. It's kind of interesting, but try and explain it. So I've got this relative, and then I don't want to name the names, but he went into the army, and he lasted 3 days there. I'm pretty sure it was 3. So he got in, and see, my father was in the army, and so he was pretty happy at the time, I think, to have somebody else kind of carry that on. And but this person jumped in there. He had his own preconceived notions of what's going on and of what it's all about. He lasted 3 days and then called up his mum, and his mum came and got him out, which actually wouldn't have happened back in the old days. My dad was going through, couldn't get out of the army. Anyway, I actually, at the time, I was sort of, that's, geez, he quit already. And somebody else said, oh, well, what are you judging for? You wouldn't have made it. And I sort of said, I think I said back, yeah, I would have, because I don't want you to hold that over my head. The whole, whatever you do. Oh, yeah, by the way, he lasted 3 days in the army. Considering who my dad went through the army, I mean, it would look bad if I didn't make it through. And I actually had this conversation with somebody the other day who was in the army, and they said, you know what, that person who said that, totally stupid thing to say. You can never pick who's going to make it in the army. So you'll never ever be able to make it. You'll never be able to pick who's going to make it. And I always think as well, like even at the time, I probably would have done it because like if you quit on something like that, you're dedicated to doing it. Like you go, yep, this is what I want to do. If you decide that that's what you want to do and you quit, you might have just missed something great. So I always think if it's something that you really want to do, rest, relax, recalibrate, recuperate, all these RE words, and then see how you go after that. It's all right to do all those things, but if you really want to do the thing that you want to do, don't throw in the towel. So I guess that's where I'm coming from on that. It's just something that's popped up a few times about people quitting. You know, I could probably go through more stuff, but I won't. Anyway, if you like this video, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And yeah, I appreciate your support and I thank you. And please, yeah, drop a comment. I want to hear what people are thinking. All right, I shall chat to you later on. All right, happy Easter, everybody. If you celebrate that sort of thing, whatever you do, I don't know, it's up to you. Anyway, hope you have a good one. All right, take care. Hey guys, just want to let you know that there's another video coming. So please stay tuned for that. You're going to love it. So that should be hopefully Monday, maybe Tuesday. I think that's like, what's it now? The 9th, 10th, something like that. Trying to think, can't even think right now. So yeah, about the 10th or the 11th. There you go, sneaky little calendar on the side there. So stay tuned for that. You're going to love it. Yeah, and just want to once again say happy Easter to everybody. I shall chat to you later.